I'm Kyle Timson, and I play Shrek in Shrek the Musical.
Okay, tell us how you are similar to Shrek.
I'm similar to Shrek in the way that I think Shrek is a sort of a cartoonized version of just a person who's different from the social norm, right? So like, yes, he's big and green and an ogre, but I think all of that sort of represents someone who's different personality-wise, different looks-wise from what we, you know, socially accept or consider the cool, you know, whatever. Because, and that's why he's in the swamp. You know, he's by himself and he's away from the world because he's being bullied, almost, really, if you really think about it. And that's sort of how I, you know, that's sort of how I connect to Shrek.
So you are unconventional as well.
You know, definitely. I like to consider myself a little less unconventional than Shrek, but you know, especially growing up, you know, I was a bigger guy in high school, middle school, sort of, and I
thought you were the average American size.
No, I might be a little closer now. I was a bigger kid when I was in middle school and high school, and I was also a theater kid, which in my middle school and high school wasn't the most popular choice. You know, sports were more popular where I grew up.
Glee Club?
No, not Glee Club either. Yeah, no. So sports were more popular. So I definitely encountered some of that. You know, the cool kids didn't think I was super cool in middle school and high school, and so I definitely know what Shrek's going through a little bit.
Wow, so you fit the role. How did you get the role? Tell us.
I auditioned in New York City. You know, they decided they wanted to bring Shrek internationally last summer. They held auditions in September, and I went in for the role. You know, I was lucky enough. My agent in New York got me an appointment to go in and just, you know, read and sing for Shrek. And they liked me, and they brought me back and back and back until finally they said, you know what, you're the best guy we've got for the part. We're making you Shrek, and then here I am. Yeah.
How did you get into the character of the? I mean, there's certain thing about Shrek which makes him Shrek. How do you get into that?
You know, the physicalization, it's really honestly, once you're in that costume, it's sort of hard not to move like an ogre. You know, that big, I wear this big fat suit in the show that makes me, you know, the size you're used to, and these big clunky boots that have 4-inch platforms underneath them to make me even taller than I am. So it's sort of, once you're in that, you're sort of... By default, you just sort of start moving. Yeah, and you know, I worked on the voice, you know, the Scottish accent, that sort of thing, that sort of paying homage to what Mike Myers did in the movie, the sort of Shrek voice, you know, and so I throw that on and I start moving around and there I am. Ogre-tastic, yeah.
Hey.
How long do you spend in costume on like an average show day?
Yeah, so we start putting me, I get into the makeup starting 2 hours before the show. It takes about an hour and a half just to put on the neck-up makeup. So once the neck-up makeup's on, that's about 30 minutes before the show, I put the costume on. And I wear the costume, once it's on through the first act. Then at intermission I can sort of unzip some of it. I sort of take it half off. It all sort of sits around me like in a big tube at my waist. And I sit in front of a fan and try and cool off during intermission. And then I put it back on, do the rest of the show, and then it's off. So the costume's probably on me for about 2.5 hours in total.
Yeah, so what is it like to be in the costume for 2.5 hours every day?
You know, it's warm. I can't lie, it's warm. You know, up there with the stage lights and you know, doing the show and running around and performing, it gets pretty hot. But I drink a lot of Gatorade, and we have fans backstage and stuff to cool me off. So it's not as bad as you think.
Have you seen much of Singapore yet?
You know, we just got in on Monday night. And we've been in the theater, you know, loading in the show and stuff, so getting it ready to open tonight. So I haven't seen as much of the city as I will in the future, but I have done the Gardens by the Bay, which are stunning. I did them during the day, so I want to go back at night and see them when they're lit up and all that stuff. And yeah, so I've seen Gardens by the Bay, but I definitely want to see the sights. I definitely want to get around town, so I'm looking forward to doing that in the next week or two.
Do you know where you want to go?
I definitely want to. I want to check out Chinatown, and I want to check out. Is it called Little India?
Yes, you should go there.
Little India.
And there's because now is the fasting season.
Ramadan.
So yeah, the Geylang area would be great.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should
I want to do that. I also want to do the botanical gardens,
Yes.
and the zoo is apparently really fun. The
Yes.
night safari of the
Yes.
zoo, apparently, I've heard
Yes.
really good things about.
Bird Park, if you like.
Bird Park too.
Jurong, yes, that's very good.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
love the
and
bird.
yeah. So I'm excited to hit all those goalposts.
Okay, well, all the best. Thanks
Thank
for
you
the
so
interview.
much. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.